Well, this has been anything but a traditional start to the new school year for most parents in our community. They are having to become teachers or teachers' assistants in their home to their kids, otherwise known as distance learning. Channel 2 producer Melissa Duran recently sat down with the director of Youth Development and Social Innovation for some tips on how to make that transition.
So, do you have any tips for people in terms of how to manage time management as well as being productive at home?
Sure. I think the more you can get kids into a regular traditional school schedule, it's going to be a challenge, especially the first couple of days, because they've been out of school since March in many cases, and they didn't necessarily need to stick to that rigid schedule. I think now it becomes really important to get them back on a regular schedule. Bedtime, typical, wake up time, typical. To be the most productive, it's really ideal that they are on during the synchronous learning times. What that is, the live times where the teacher's actually in front of the class teaching. CCSD is filming those sessions so they can be played on demand, but it's not ideal. They don't get that full interaction. It's them watching a static screen. The more they can interact and be involved and show their work, obviously is going to give them the greatest productivity. So I think for parents, look at your child's schedule, look at the synchronous learning times and what times each of the scheduled classes or sessions will take place, and create a schedule, post it above their computer or their desk, so that they're aware at each time of day what subject will be occurring, and make sure that they have the necessary tools available to them for that time frame.
Yeah, I know that I did that with my 6-year-old. I put up his schedule and highlighted what times he's supposed to be on. Of course, I'm helping him and others are helping navigate that, along with all the Google codes right next to it. And I actually liked having that schedule because I felt for children, it helps them get in the mindset that the day's not over. We still have some more to do, as opposed to we're just going to sit down on this block of time and try to knock it all out at once.
It definitely helps keep them focused, helps keep parents or caregivers or whoever is assisting with that distance learning, helps keep them focused as well. And it helps them kind of pace. Like you said, as soon as kids learn there's a backup plan and they can just tune in when it's convenient, I fear that parents and students will get in that habit of not logging on during the synchronous and taking advantage of the taped sessions. So I think that's really important. Another thing that I think is critical is setting up space for a child. Make sure they have a dedicated space for learning, a desk or an isolated area with minimal distractions. Little ones are distracted easily. So the more we can limit their distractions, pets and siblings and TV and, other devices, the more it becomes more traditional like school. Put them in, have their set aside area to do their schoolwork, to do their computer work, to do their actual written work. So again, it seems like a regular school day given these times.
Absolutely. I know teachers have to deal with so many different moods inside of the classroom, or bad days, good days for certain kids. How do parents deal with setbacks like this? The good days, the bad moods, the bad days, the technology fails. Any tips for those kinds of issues?
So similar to teachers, parents are having to deal with those. I think the kind of the blessing and the curse, if you will, is you're the parent, you're not the teacher. And it's really challenging. It's far more challenging as the parent than it is for the teacher. Although the teacher's dealing with 20, 25, 30 of those little bodies in their class. As a parent, you're in that parent role, and it's really hard for kids to make that separation between mom being mom or dad being dad. And now they've stepped into this homeschool teacher role, or at least teacher facilitator role. Teachers don't have to deal with that because they're still the teacher, and kids have this certain understanding for that respective authority for that teacher being that figure that is in an authoritative position. Not that parents aren't authoritative, because they are, but it's different with parents. So I think when we have mood swings or temper tantrums or rough days, just like teachers, think about strategies that you use normally as a parent when you're in church, when you're in the grocery store, when you're out shopping and they have kiddos have those meltdown moments. Count to 10, think of a game, take a break, be flexible. Sometimes, as much as I've said, stick to those synchronous learning times, I think we also have to be realistic and understand that when our kids are having a bad day or a bad moment or getting frustrated with the technology, with the classroom, what have you, you need to give them the permission and take the permission as the parent to step away for a minute, kind of let their brain rest, do something different, change up the activity quickly, and then get them back on session.
Dr. Malich reminds parents to take advantage of the city's Vegas Strong Academies. They offer care to kids kindergarten to 8th grade, as well as some important tools for virtual learning. For more information, go to lasvegasnevada.gov/Vegas Strong Academy or call 229-CARE.